sunk an enemy destroyer.
Hey team, this is Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Got a fun video now, finally, with the Unbreakable line coming out right now, and we're gonna play it. And holy crap, this is exactly what I've been saying should have been doing. Wowz is probably listening. But this is the way World of Warships is supposed to be played, and I think this was the solution. I've been saying for literally years that you need to be able to have respawn to make this kind of like the Call of Duty Battlefield kind of mindset where you're still doing domination, capture the points, but you get to come back in, but it doesn't make sense to do this kind of game mode when you die right off the bat. So as always, before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below if you see the value of what we're doing here today. Give us a shout out and thank you for your support. Okay, appreciate everything. Let's get right to it. So I've been actually trying out different types of ships in all modes of this kind of game style and trying to figure out what is the best strategy and tactic to do it. And I'm still trying to figure it out and work it out. If you guys have solutions or maybe tips, let me know. Let everybody else know in the comments below and see how it actually plays out. But man, is this game so much fun. This game mode is what World of Warships is supposed to be. As you notice right off the bat, guess what? No submarines and no carriers. Holy crap, what a novel idea, right? Like, they don't put in the anti-ship systems in the ship artillery game. So let's get right to it. So the first one is Michelangelo Tier 9. This was a dockyard event, I believe. It's been a while since I got this thing, but this is the secondary focus SAP kind of cruiser mentality. And I think, like, literally brawling is back, guys. This is literally the secondary game mode that I've been waiting for to come back. Why I got into World of Warships in the first place is to see all guns firing. And I've noticed that playing this mode, I've been more engaged. I've actually maneuvered a lot more to get secondaries in. We're getting into brawling. The maps are smaller. And there's actually objectives. People are now. I will have to say there are some people that still play this game in the same old mode of sitting in the back, sniping. You know what? They'll figure it out eventually. But this game literally encourages brawling, pushing in, playing objectives, and you actually now can utilize maneuvering to figure out what is the best course of action to put your ship in the best position to get all your guns maximized, to dodging torpedoes, to also angle. You're actually angling now rather than sitting in the back, hiding behind an island. That's not angling. That's just avoiding. And, excuse me, this is actually angling, where you see this ship right in front of me here, the Roma, is actually trying to play and angle to the best of their abilities. Is this the Dyson? Sorry, Dyson? Again, there's so many ships in front of me that you sometimes get the names are all cluttered up. And it's like, good Lord, this is exactly what we want to be. There it is, first kill right here. There's going to be too many splashes for me to capture, like, all the the chaos and the mayhem that's going on. It's total pandemonium. Totally awesome game mode, and this is really fun. Switching to the Roma here, and again, he's angling. He's actually doing what World of Warships is supposed to force you to do, which is angle to the biggest threat right there, and boom, splash two right off the bat, getting more. And again, you're in these brawling situations where it's just total anarchy, total chaos, and you're just going like, okay, what's the next target? Focusing on the next guy. And I find it so dang much fun and enjoyable now. And first of all, right off the bat, you can notice that when you're spawning into the game, you get that extra boost right off the bat. It gives you like 30 to 20 to 30 to 40% of the speed increase, rudder, whatever it is. It just gets you into the game faster. And then when you die, you actually respawn in with those extra buffs of speed to get you back into the game faster. And I think that is a great idea that they did. Kudos to the developers on this one. I definitely think you need to make this a permanent game mode. You are going to get more and more players. The Wargaming, if you are listening, you are going to get so much money out of this now, so much value. People are going to come back to the game, and they're going to play this more because, one, there's no submarines in it, and there's no carriers. I believe they need their own mode, which I believe is randoms now. So if randoms is that a mode for them, so be it. Have at it. Let them keep it. This is the mode for those that really want to go in and brawl and try things out, especially with new ships. I think this is the new co-op kind of mentality where, co-op is AI, but now this is co-op with actual real players, and you get the actual rewards and benefits from it. So you can see here, there really is not too much strategy other than angling, and now it's like a player versus player kind of game where you're actually focused on your survivability of angling, maneuvering, getting your guns to bear, and I think that is really key to make this game super enjoyable. Notice we have a crawling smoke here. I'm not spotted, and now I can just brawl with secondaries, and that's the bread and butter of the Michelangelo SAP secondaries all over the place. We're always in the range of somebody. So really, it's just you picking and choosing targets. Who's the biggest threat to you? Who is the biggest threat to the team? Where can I be most useful? How am I going to cap this spot? I mean, it is literally this is a fast-paced game now, arcadey mode. If that's what World Gaming is trying to go for, the kind of arcadey, fast-paced action kind of game, this is it. This is exactly what you need to do. So as you can see right now, I'm trying out a cruiser, and I've tried destroyers in this game. They die really fast. They can be effective at capping. However, with everybody speeding into the caps, having the extra speed boost anyways, it really doesn't matter for destroyers. I think a majority of the games I've noticed are majority of battleships and cruisers. I think that's kind of what you are there for. I think this is the game where, brawling is back, tanking is back, shooting big ships is back. Like I said, now I'm not saying destroyers can't be effective. They are good at going in and capping. I think that's probably their primary role. But there's really no need to spot. There's really no need to do. Everybody's so close and engaging anyways. Maybe the biggest one for the destroyer gameplay is more of the spotting, capping, and torpedoing. Probably the biggest one I've noticed I've been caught is dying to a lot of torpedoes. So maybe if you're a torpedo spammer like the Benhams, the Gearings, Shimakaze kind of style, maybe Jaegers, those probably are what I've seen a lot of people playing. So those are probably the tactic going for them right there. Or even laying down the smoke screen, which really doesn't matter anyways in the long run because you're so close and engaging that you're going to be using a lot of torpedoes and radar, hydro anyway, so it doesn't matter for the smoke. So that strategy may not work. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best strategy right now. I think the biggest one is having a secondary brawler kind of lingering on the outskirts of the caps, trying to just kill as many as you can in the immediate area, and then refocus on the next cap that's being taken right now, which is right now the Roma, that in my field of view. And you notice you just got to cap. And look, we've already capped Bravo, but now it's being recapped again by somebody else. So again, it is literally fast-paced maneuvering, coordination, and trying to figure out what is the best possible course of action that you need to get all your guns to bear. And man, oh man, is it fun. So for this particular mode with Michelangelo Cruiser Secondary, my guns in the middle are, as you can tell, the main battery guns are in the center of the ship, which means I got to give a lot of broadside to use them. But man, do they pack a wallop. It's a lot of sap shells. So I've noticed right now I just got to get on a I've been slow rolling. I'm not just W-keying everything in. I'm actually kind of going slow and kind of repositioning, re-angling, and re-maneuvering to get the most guns onto bear while also angling and also watching for torpedoes. So you got to literally keep your head on a swivel and just look at them. Your eyes literally are glued to the mini-map. You're kind of going, okay, where's the next target? Where's the next threat? I've got the Venom capping Bravo. I got to probably work my way back there. Okay, let's speed up here. Let's see, where's the next? Okay, here it is, another brawling situation right here. Just loving these broadsides. You're seeing so many broadside opportunities here, and it even helps you practice shooting at citadels and trying to figure out what's the best angle to shoot at, what's the best section of the ship to fire at. You notice I'm right here crawling smoke. I'm not going to fire. I'm holding my guns because I'm maximizing the amount of secondaries. And these secondaries, do they pack a wallop? I've noticed I've been getting 400 to 600 secondary hits per game. It's really redonkulous. And look, oh my gosh, Benham is coming in right here for a suicide torpedo run. All right, again, this is the situations you're going to run into. A lot of it's so much more fun and engaging. And what am I going to do here? I just might as well ram him, take him out. And we survive the torpedo hit. All right, damage con that right away. Now we're going to see it sit here and heal and see if we can literally tank. We're literally just sitting here waiting to see if we can survive the onslaught here. And who is the closest threat right now? It looks like we've got, Ibuki's behind an island. Okay, we got Imparanga and Palmern. All right, so we're going to have to nose in. We might just burn out here and die, but you know what? We're up in the front trying to absorb as much damage so our team in the back can actually get up and close into the caps. Again, sometimes even just getting up front and getting, ooh, look at that nice shot. That was nice. They did non-pins, though. Wow, 4 non-pins. I guess the saps didn't make it. Okay, I was up front trying to delay the enemy pushing in as much as I can. And here's the other problem I've noticed is the good try screen is actually, it's a glitch. It actually stays there for the majority of the battle after you've died. I've looked online. I've tried to find ways to get out of it, but to little avail. There's nothing available, and we lost that game. Look at the amount of secondary hits. 141,000 on the secondary hits right there. Let's take a look at another game with another ship, and we'll talk about why that good try screen is still stuck. It's a glitch. I've looked it up. Wargaming knows about it. They're trying to fix it on maybe the next update. All right, let's take a look at it again. Okay, so talking about that good try screen, it is actually stuck on the screen after you die your first time and you're back in the game right away. So again, I think there is an issue with that. It's so annoying. It covers up half the screen and you can't even see off your left side. That's my problem. I've read online a lot of other players are experiencing the same problem. So take a look at it. Oh, here it is. 35% increase of speed, range, detectability, and rudder efficiency. Look at that. Plus 50% of speed and rudder efficiency right off the bat. So if you take a look at that, you get that right off the bat when you first spawn on the game. But again, that good try screen is really annoying, and Wargaming is trying to fix it. It is an issue, so bear with it for the first few days and weeks of this mode being out. That'll probably be the thing that most of you will experience, unless you found a solution to fix that. I don't know. All right, we're trying the Tier 10 or Tier 9 Georgia battleship here, a speedboat of a battleship and great secondaries, good guns, 457 and great super heals, or not a super heal, but a quick heal on the American line, engine boosts, and so forth. But I think the Georgia is great in this battle. I've had great games in this. You're going to see a lot of battleship game plays with this, because I've noticed the battleship probably is the most fun in this, because it's secondary, it's brawling, it's dodging, it's shooting, it's big caliber guns, citadeling, all over that. And the problem, I think, with the cruisers are they're just so weakly armored, and they have citadels that you're so close in, you're going to get citadel to death. So you may not see as much enjoyment in the cruiser role gameplay. I don't know. That's just from what I've seen. Look at that. Jake take a shot on the hipper, and boom, he's gone. You're going to see a lot of that right there. Blowing up cruisers. It's just so rewarding, so satisfying. And then the other one is probably the destroyer role. You're probably going to be a gunboat DD or torpedo DD sitting in smoke, and that's probably the biggest enjoyment you get out of that. That's kind of what I've seen. But yeah, the cruiser gameplay, it's kind of like, not really there for me. Like right now, the Cleveland is just going to get blapped, like right here. Just right there, just taking so many shots, and it's not enough armor and heals to survive. Mostly the battleship gameplay is what I've seen. I'm finding a lot more enjoyable, and seeing how to play, the strategies behind it. Notice I'm just pushing full throttle in here, but no, it's okay if I die. And there's that darn pesky good try screen. Look, we're back in the game, and boom, right off the bat, we get that boost. So you can see for 40 seconds, we get minus 35 detect, air, and also plus 50% in speed and rudder efficiency. So darn great there. So right off the bat, we're getting guns blazing, ship full blast, engine boost on, and we're just trying to run into the game real fast, and secondaries are already within range. And I am sorry, this dang good try screen is so annoying. I can't really see the ship. But look at that. Nice shots into the Palmer right there. We get that kill splash too. And we're getting a lot of damage in these games. So let's get right back into the action here. Firing on the Bismarck. Okay, we're in range, secondary range, brawling again with the destroyers. So again, destroyers are cool, but I think their primary job is just to go in and cap. But I mean, if you don't have smoke and you can't remain undetected, you're just going to get secondary focus down, because everybody is within secondary range. It's really awesome. I love this mode. I think this is a solution to Wargaming's problem of players and sitting in the back, camping, and whatever it is, sniping. But this is way more fun, I think. I'm probably going to be playing this mode way more than randoms now. The only downside is you're not playing Tier 10. I think they kind of kept this at Tier 8 and Tier 9, so that is maybe the downside. Maybe they'll introduce this to Tier 10. I think once they've seen the amount of play action, ooh, nice kill right there on the Bismarck. If then they see a lot more players engaging in this mode a little bit more frequently, I think this mode will take the cake and be the most played mode that I've seen now, because people hate subs, hate CVs now. If you want to play subs and CVs, go play in randoms. That's way more fun, engaging for you then. But man, this one right here is literally the brawling mode. It is probably, this should replace brawls. I mean, this is brawling. I mean, it's still 7 versus 7. Look at that right there. Another blast into the hipper right now. You're going to see a lot of those cruiser kills. But this is the brawling mode. This is the new game meta. You notice kind of like you're actually doing what your battleship's supposed to do, is angling in, nose in, trying to figure out these sweet spots, figuring out where to shoot at, and again, using those secondaries, using your heals, actually managing your consumables, trying to figure out when's the best time to apply and use it, and it is so freaking engaging. It's awesome. I love it. Right now, we're angling right there. Angling right there is actually using player skill here to angle yourself against threats, and we're going to go and take on the Palmer, and he's got torpedoes, so he's probably going to turn full broadside right here to launch those torpedoes, but I'm about to die anyways. I can't see my health. That's the downside of the good try. I don't know how much health really is available. Taking a nice shot right there into the front, and yeah, he gets us right there. But don't worry, we get to come back, and this is exactly why the game is so fun now. You actually get to come back and fire and play again. Just like Call of Duty, and this is the new Call of Duty for Warship modes. I don't think anybody can top this now. I mean, what other game is out there that's like this, where you're respawning back into the game in the action, firing all guns blazing, kind of Call of Duty mindset. So, man, this is so much fun. All right, we got our secondary focus on the Palmer. We're going to get him out of the game first. Ooh, nice broadside Cleveland right here. So I got to figure out where is the water line right there. Is he moving forward? Yeah, he's slightly moving forward. There's the shot is out. And, oh, we get a nice hit right there. 3 overpins, but 8,300 damage. And this is so much fun. You got to, have I said how much fun this is? Okay, we got to use our heal right now. We're going to try to stay alive. And we're going to take a look at a couple other battleships that can really do well. I'm going to try them all out. What other secondary focus ships, battleships that are really good at survivability with great secondaries. Waterline shot right here. Hopefully we get it. And Oh, he gets killed right before Los Andes is another ship I've seen played. This actually might be good for the Pan American battleships. They'll do a lot of secondary damage in this mode, I think. We'll try the Valparaiso, and that I got, it is a tank. It literally is unstoppable in this thing. I think this is why this mode was released during the time of its release. The Valparaiso is, this is its mode, because you are literally just sitting there tanking and trying to survive. All right, we got secondaries on the destroyers. Remember, I said the destroyers are the key component of the game. Get them out, and we will win the game. And there he goes out. And secondaries are now put on the hipper now. Let's take a look and see if we can get him out. Again, we're going into Alpha Cap right here. You see on the mini-map, the majority of the bad guys are in Alpha Cap. So we've got Bravo. We've got to take Alpha. If you sit in the Cap, the points don't tick up. So we're going to have to just hold this position. And I like this. You actually have to figure out how to actually hold and tank and see if you can hold us a certain area and defend it while your teammates are actually respawning back in, coming back in the game, and you're just trying to figure out how can I survive this onslaught for the longest time possible to survive. Oh my gosh, look, I'm engaging literally about 4 to 5 ships right now and actually paying off dividends. It's actually pretty fun. And seeing if I can just challenge myself if I can survive this many hits. Oh, there we go. Nice shot on the hipper. Next target, switching over to the Bismarck right here. Secondaries are firing off my left to the Los Andes, which I can't really see right now because of the dang good try screen, but oh well. Let's see if we can take out the Bismarck before he kills us. We're capturing this area. Look, that 6 seconds left. Oh, we almost captured it. I have got 5 kills and 244,000, and we win. Look at that. Just based on just sheer tanking, and that is the Georgia, how that plays and how this works. We'll take a look at another Chef Valparaiso right here, and number 1 in team, 5 kills, crack in there, but they don't get crack. I don't think you can get Kraken awards, right? No, you don't get those awards. This is just kind of like brawling. So let's take a look at another ship, the Valparaiso. Okay, so now we have Valparaiso, and we have 2 of them. Oh my gosh, this is totally broken right here. If you have 2 Valparaisos coming in on your the opposing flank and enemy team, dude, you're going to have to eliminate these guys. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get rid of these guys. These guys are literally way overpowered. I mean, 2 of them especially. So, all right, it's basically, what is this ship? I forgot. It is basically a rework of a particular ship. I can't think off the top of my head right now while I'm recording this, but actually this performs a lot better. Valparaiso, if you don't know, it's available for buying with cash and doubloons. You can spend money for it. It's about 149 bucks in doubloons. For me, do I think it's worth it? It's fun for this mode. I actually definitely do think it is for me. I used my YouTube, funds to pay for this, so it was free for me in the sense, but it's still fun. I mean, you're spending money on it. So again, I guess it's not totally free unless you have a YouTube channel. But man, no. You can literally tank the crap out of this thing. So in my personal opinion, for the value I'm getting out of it, it is so much fun. I mean, if you don't know, the Valparaiso available, it has this funny button, which basically cools down your damage con and your specialized heals, by the way, super fast. You basically get it back within seconds so that you can basically just survive and tank like a juggernaut. And look at that, you're going to damage con everything. Might as well damage con everything. And the secondaries go out to about 12 kilometers. So you can actually just use the secondaries, which are great, by the way, very accurate secondaries. And they just are just melting, and it recharges your funny button key with the secondary. So notice, like, look, everything's coming off. I hit the funny button. Look at that. Now my heal came back, and then my damage con came back. So you just keep damage con everything. And look, this thing will recharge so fast based on the number of secondary hits you get. So you're always in secondary range in this mode. So let's have at it. Have fun. So look, got another fire. You might as well just damage con it, and boom. And then you can use the funny button key to get the damage con again, and then guess what? You're recharged, ready to go again, and the secondaries will recharge. Why not? The recharge, this every time you get a secondary hit, it recharges. So guess what? We're gonna go ahead and pop the funny button key and shoot the Los Andes again. Yep, funny button, or the damage con and the heals are down again. Ooh, let me take a nice shot at the Minnesota here from long range downtown, and we get the kill. Splash 1, 61,000 damage. And now we are nosed in. You can nose in very well. Look, funny button key again. And look, my damage con and heal is back. I mean, how are you going to tank against this? How are you going to fight against 2 Valparaisos that do this constantly over and over? And you notice it's a very slow, methodical roll, and you're just kind of just getting into the action, and I love it. It's pretty much figuring out where can you position this thing and just tank. You're like a sentry gun now. So here we go. We got the secondaries again. These are American secondaries, which really are good accuracy, nice fire rate. They don't pin much. They only pin about I think that the 19 to 21 millimeters, I think, was what these kind of Mark 8, Mark 12 guns that the Americans have. They don't do much damage other than superstructure damage and fire damage. So that's their bread and butter. But really, we don't care. We just want to hit things to get the funny button key back so we can tank and survive. All I'm using is the front two guns. Very awful angles for the back turrets, and I really don't use it too much for the back turrets. I'm really just nosing it. Look at that. Another... Wait, never mind. I thought I got a kill. There's so many flags popping in this mode. You are literally getting so much. I think you may get a lot of credits and money out of this as well in XP. So I think a lot of guys are talking online about grinding up captains or their XP in this mode. I think definitely this is the case. So you're going to see a lot of guys play this. I think this mode may have more players play than anything else than randoms, even more than randoms probably. So fun. Here we go. We got Yazma, and we got secondaries focused on him. And we got our funny button up, and we've got the heals, damage con, and that's really it. Don't have to do too much. Just nose in and tank. And he goes down. Oh, my gosh. The 3 guys just dying right off the bat. And that's why, literally tanking and getting in the cap and holding it really rewards you because it slows the enemy team's push down. And now you're just sitting in there waiting. And yeah, the enemy team just cannot push these 2 Valparaisos out of the game. It is so difficult to kill, man. These things are a beast. Another Los Andes. I think, again, the Los Andes, great secondary Pan American ship, but you're fighting against 2 Pan American Valparaisos, and these things just don't die. I'm telling you. Look at that. Valparaiso. Oh, my buddy Valparaiso is healing up again. Meanwhile, we're still shooting up. We're almost full health here. All right, we got secondaries firing on the left and right. You got secondaries firing all over the place. This is basically how World of Warships is supposed to be. Just gun blazing, brawling all over the place. Gun action, firing from the left, firing from the right. And look at that. Nice kills right off nice damage on the Los Andes from our guns. We're getting finally 4 sets of guns firing, guns blazing. We've got Bravo Alpha. I think we're going to win this one. They just are unable to push into Alpha Bravo. There's actually a Palomelio in this game. That might actually be in a unique game, the YOLO destroyer. We win the game. Look at that. We just holding. Man, these things are tankers. Pretty darn fun. Let's take a look at what kind of secondary hits we got here. Detailed report. Yeah, look at that. 44,000 damage, 36,000, 52,000 fires. I mean, the secondaries were blazing. 1,152 shells fired. I have not seen that in a long time since Schlieflin and Rupert came out. So, one last game on the Iwami. I did not think the Iwami would be good. Let's take a look at that. All right, last game here. And again, there's so many games that I've been trying out because this actually is interesting why this game mode actually allows you to experiment with different types of ships, different types of builds. I think it's going to bring in a lot of money for World of Warships because people are going to spend the credits and the experience points to redo their captain builds, their normal builds, because now you can actually start experimenting with these close range quarter battles. Like now concealment doesn't really matter as much to you anymore. If that does, go ahead and build for it, but you can. It gives you the option of not just vanilla, just standard builds. Look at that shot right there into the Cleveland. Again, Iwami, very, very strong caliber guns, kind of the IGN sniper kind of guns, but this has secondaries on it. So these secondaries are super dang accurate. I've been melted by these things by a destroyer, and I was like, wow, what is so great about the Iwami secondaries? So I was actually starting to try it out again and see if this is a viable build for this kind of mode. So really awesome. Another shot in the Cleveland right there. This is going to get a Citadel, and look at that, 9,300 damage. Very, very accurate guns. Too much overpins. I got to get that waterline shot. I got to figure out how to hit it more accurately. And again, within the secondary range already, all these ships, super dang fun. We've even got the Fearless, or not Fearless, but the one that has the fire. What is that called? Highlight it. Furious. Yeah, Furious. If you're on fire, you got a better main battery reload. About 10%, which is freaking awesome, by the way. So you're going to see a lot more Ruprechts and Los Andes, a lot of more secondary ships brawling, man. It's going to be super dang fun. Look at the turrets turning ability on the Iwami, man. These things really turn very quickly, kind of like cruiser-like mentality here. So let's see if we can shoot another salvo right into a superstructure in the gun. We even got torpedoes. We're actually using battleship torpedoes in there. Isn't that crazy? And look at that. We take a nice hit on the Hawk right there. And he goes down to secondaries. Yes, these secondaries are doable. So it actually can work. So let's go ahead and focus secondaries on the Van Cohern, the airstrike kind of gimmicky kind of cruiser. Let's take a look at shot at the Minnesota here. And meanwhile, we're slowly kind of creeping into the cap. See if we can take this cap. And I don't think we're getting reset but from the hits, too. So this is kind of awesome. I like this. We're actually cap. You can actually cap and not be reset. Ooh, nice. Look at that Citadel on the Van Cohorn. And now we're kind of slow rolling in and see if we can get engaged. Okay, no, we're using island cover here on the right. See, you're using all aspects. Angling, island cover. You're in secondary range. You're trying to figure out how to best utilize your guns and see if we can snag this kill right here. Oh, he's about to burn to death. So here he goes down. All right, who's the next threat right now? I've got an Alsace Kagero taking Alpha. Now we're going to go back. We got a Minnesota off our nose. We're going to stay angled to him. Cleveland is trying to push back. He's already back in the game. Look at that. This is why I love this mode so much. It's just nonstop action. Everybody's back in the game. Now, the downside is you have to also manage your consumables. Once you die and come back, you get what you were left off with. You don't get a full set of consumables back. You just get whatever was left at the beginning of the game, and at the end of that last kill, that's all you get. So you actually have to manage and do a little bit of kind of mental math here. How much do I need to save? What can I use it for? Maybe I need it for the long haul of the game. So it gives you that option. Again, it gives you options to figure out what kind of play style you want to do. All right, Alsace shooting from the ass here. Let's see here. Okay, we got Alsace, we got Minnesota and Cleveland up the front. Again, we're surviving this. Okay, now Alsace goes down. Next target to be the Cleveland and the Hawk right in front of us. So let's see if we can take out the Cleveland first, and then we'll work on the Hawk second. So you're already thinking about long term, who I need to kill right off the bat. Kind of get a waterline shot here. Will this actually work? Yes, sirree. Look at that nice water. See, it helps you practice these waterline Citadel shots. So I think this will bring back a lot of those skills that we lost from sitting in the back sniping. But, man, is this fun. All right, we got Hawk coming in here. Let's get our secondaries focused on him. Look at these secondaries, man. They do melt a lot. Very, very darn accurate on the IJM, Japanese Navy secondaries on the Iwami. Man, these things are brutal. No torpedoes are ready to go. So we might have to burn out and die here. But we tanked as best we could. We tanked over 1.9 million damage. I mean, I'm tanking literally 2 to 3, 4 million damage in these things. Pretty darn fun. All right, good tries back up on the screen. I hate it. All right, back in the game right off the bat right here. All right, let's see. Where can we be best utilized? We're going to go into Alpha Cap here. Let's see if we can get an Alpha Cap and hopefully take the cake. See, I can't see with this good tri-screen. We got a nice Citadel damage right there on the Hawk. All right, we're going to push in and use island cover. We're going to use island cover at Alpha. Now, notice that the enemy team came back and actually took the two caps back again. Again, you think a game's over, but no, you actually come back and then retake everything and kill everybody in the caps. And that's why it's actually engaging now, because you actually have a chance rather than blowouts, that you see in random. So this is actually doable. You can come back from, situations like this, which I do enjoy. All right, we got Cleveland. Again, full broadside. I think I've killed the Cleveland like, 2 times already? Maybe 2. No, probably 1. But, man, we're going to keep going back and forth. This is pretty awesome. Again, it's like Call of Duty style. Battlefield Call of Duty. Here we go. All right, guns swinging back in and take the shot. Here we kill him again. All right, that's our second time killing the Cleveland. Oh, Kagera. We got to nose into him. He probably launched torpedoes here. A lot of these close-in to destroyer gameplay rolls right here. So we're going to have to be careful. That's why secondaries are very, very crucial to knock out these destroyers. And the accuracy of these Iwami guns are pretty darn amazing. I like them a lot. Come on, baby. Can we kill this? Okay, yeah, we kill them right there. Secondaries win the day on the secondaries. The destroyer Kagero. Let's get a Palmer shot right into here. These guns are very, very powerful. Man, I'm telling you, Iwami main battery guns are freaking, they hurt. They hurt when you get hit by them, man, but they're super accurate too. Okay, he goes down. Now next target will be the Hawk. All right, let's see if we can get into range of him. 10.5 for secondary range. That's the downside of the Iwami. It's only 10.5. It's better than nothing, but I'd rather have the 12-kilometer secondary, so you're always firing. Get an airstrike right now, and let's see if we can nose into his main battery guns. Notice again, using island cover, using nosing in, using secondaries. Look, you can fire from the left, fire from the right, fire from forward on the bows. So here we go. Get an airstrike as well, and I noticed that we can survive this. You just got to figure out, just slow roll it, 3/4 speed, simple maneuvering, quarter speed sometimes works. I'm not going to put out the fire. I've got Furious going, and it gives me main battery reload time. I'm going to aim right above his hull right there. Maybe I'll get some nice juicy damage right there. And look at that. Not really. Overpen and ricochet, torpedo protection. Man, he has got some strong armor here. So let's see if we can nose a little bit into the left here, angle a little bit to the left, fire right there. And, man, we are not getting any good damage on this guy. This guy's got some heavy armor, the Hawk. All right, ooh, we get a torpedo hit from a battleship. Look at that, guys. Wait, this is so fun. we're getting torpedo hits from a battleship line. All right, we've got our secondary. There you go. Finally, secondary kill on the Hawk. Now we got to go back to Kagero again. Let's see if we can get our secondaries focused on him. I'm almost about to die. I managed to damage con that. Damage con the fire because we need to preserve as much health as possible to survive the long haul. We are about to lose this round. We need to cap Bravo and stop them from actually taking up the points. Now we got 322,000 damage, guys. 5 kills, 3.5 million potential damage. This game is redonkulous. All right, let's see here. It's Van Cohorn. See if we can kill him and get him out of the game. And hopefully we can take, if anybody can cap Bravo, that would help out a lot. I guess it's going to have to be me again. Ooh, look at that. 3 ships pushing on our right flank here. And we're going to have to put the secondaries on the Cleveland again. So sorry, Cleveland. I think I've killed you so many times in this round. But you know what? That's the nature of World of Warships here. Oh, look at how fast the turrets traverse. Really darn awesome for the Iwami. All right, aiming slightly high. Ooh, he takes a knife. Oh, we get the final kill there. Steel kill. Good Citadel damage on the Cleveland. And now we've got to push the objectives. And hopefully we can just hold off this push as much as we can so our team can get it. We are almost in the game, and we lose. Ouch, we gave that. Our kill actually gave them more points, and now we're at 995, and I don't think we're going to come back from this one. But, man, it was a close game, and these games are becoming more and more close as you get to the experience level, and I think people are just getting used to it to know that, hey, you push in and you cap. But, man, oh, man, is this mode super dang fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, bell button below. Hit those buttons down there if you want to support, and we can't thank you guys enough for your support. Look at that, number 1 seek 6 kills, having so much fun. The builds will be at the end of the video for all the ships I played today. We're going to test out some more ships in this mode and see which one is probably the best viable ship to be using for this. And until next time, you see me out there, say hello, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.